This was my commute to work every day for 17 years. What I'm going to do in this video is actually I'm going to do like kind of a 3 location video where it could have started, where it started, and where it ended. This is going to be a couple different locations, so I'll bring you to the first one, and they're all very close to each other, so it's going to be pretty easy. And I'm going to share some memories with you guys that I had from 2001 up till 2017. Time goes by real quick. So we're going to start off by passing this Ford dealership here, and I think I'm actually going to stop. It's now called Healy Ford, but back in the day, this was called Pipy Ford. Kind of strange spot to start out the video here, but yeah, based off where we're going. But back in 2000, I was on this lot, and I bought my first brand new car. Had no credit, had a decent job. I worked at a grocery store. It was called Grand Union. And I got my first brand new car. That was back in 2000. It was a 2000 Ford Focus SE, which I ended up crashing and flipping over. And that one had no power windows. And then I ended up getting another one from the same dealership later on that had power windows. And I love that car. I ended up doing all kinds of stupid 20-year-old stuff to it, you know, 20-year-old myself stuff that wasted so much money is ridiculous. I had a body kit on it. I had like aftermarket headlights. I had a body kit. I had neons underneath. It was nuts. I used to win a lot of trophies at car shows and stuff. But yeah, we started out here, and when I left Grand Union, I went and actually ended up working at Walmart after that. And then when I left Walmart, I actually got fired, which is crazy. 9/11/2001, first thing in the morning, by total coincidence, it happened to be 9/11/2001 that morning. So I got fired from Walmart. Immediately, I started applying for jobs. One of the places I applied were right here at this Ford dealership. It didn't look like this. It's gotten refaced since then. And I applied. They didn't hire me. Unfortunately, I really liked Ford. I really liked my Ford Focus. I was proud of it. You know, I was 21 years old at the time. And yeah, this is where it all began in the car industry for me. And again, they didn't hire me, which ended up being a big mistake on their part. So like I said, this is going to be a 3-part video. There's a Red Lobster right across the street. We're going to end up there, which has recently closed. So we're going to do a video over there as well. All right, let's go over to location 2. It's amazing how much life can change over 20 years, right? Camel Duck Dave. So this is basically live. We just left the Ford store, and we're going to go right over here in this turning lane right here. And here's where I worked for 17 years. It looks a lot different today, especially right now, than it did when I stopped working here back in 2017. And it looks a lot different than from when I started in 2001 for sure. I'll explain all that in a minute. So I'm kind of starting back in the back of the building first, just because I thought it'd be funny to tell the story from the back of the building forward. And I'm going to see if something's still there or not. But this whole area has changed. So when I got fired from Walmart, I kind of applied everywhere. I worked in the grocery department. I was only 21 years old. It wasn't the most glamorous or glorious job. It was just a job. So I applied at everywhere. I applied grocery stores. Nobody called me back. I applied at a Nissan dealership. They sent me over to their Suzuki store. That was over in Newburgh, New York. They didn't hire me for some reason. Or I'm sorry, they did hire me. The Nissan store sent me to the Suzuki store. They hired me on the spot. But I really didn't want to work for Suzuki. I wanted to work for American car brand. And I was hoping to get a job over at Ford. But when I went over to Ford and applied, he's like, oh, we don't really need anybody right now. So I actually went to the BMW dealership down the road, applied there, and I said, I'll do anything. I just don't want to be on unemployment. I want to work, and I'm a hard worker. I'll do anything. I'll sell cars. I'll clean the floors. I'll change the garbages, wash cars, whatever you want to do, I'm going to do. So they ended up hiring me as a detailer, but I really wanted to sell. I knew I could sell. So they didn't hire me as a salesman. I worked there for 3 months as a detailer, and then I applied at the Ford store, and I applied at a Saturn dealership, which is right here. This is now a Mazda store. And the Ford store didn't hire me. The Saturn dealership did. We're going to go back here because this curb right here not this specific piece because that piece is newer, but this curb was placed here when I worked here, and I put something in the curb. I put my initials and I put a bunch of pennies in the wet cement, and I think you can still see them. So here is that very curb, and you can't really make it out anymore. What did I do it? Did I do 2006? I think it was. I think I did it from this side. Yeah, see the penny? This penny is actually there from me. I put pennies all the way around. Yeah, it must have been 2006. I put them all the way around, and one penny out of all those is still there from 2006. I put this penny here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 right there, a bunch right there. You can barely see them. The cement was starting to cure, so I didn't get very deep. But yeah, I wonder if I could take that out. That'd be pretty funny. It's crazy how quickly things age. This is all new curbing right here. But all this curb was new back then. I had done another one. I feel like I did another one over here. I did something. I think I just put my initials. I think that's what I did, at least. That would have been somewhere right at the end. This curb's looking like it's in real bad shape. I don't know. I don't think it's there anymore. It might have worn out at this point. So the back lot here looks exactly the same from when I worked here when it was Saturn. I started here in 2001, September 2001, and my first month selling cars, I sold 17 cars. And I remember going over to Ford, and the owner slash general manager knew who I was. And I think it was like 2 months later, and he asked me, he goes, so how you doing over there at Saturn? And I said, well, I got my first 2 months. In the first month I did 17 cars, and then October I think I had done 15 cars. And he said, do you want a job? I said, nope. I said, you had your opportunity, and you passed on me, and I had a shot here, and I did well, and I ended up loving that brand, Saturn. I worked here for Saturn from 2001 to 2009, and I'm going to show you where the showroom was, because believe it or not, the showroom is gone. So right up here, this awning used to be red. Now it's blue for Mazda, and I used to hang out a lot. Used to sit on this wall, and I remember all these Saturn views were parked right here. And here is what's left. This is very sad of the showroom, and we're gonna go around the other side. I actually got video of this partially being demolished the other day, and I just happened to be driving by, and they were demolishing it, and I got a little video, so I'm going to include that in here. Like I said, I started here in September of 2001. I worked here until 2009 as Saturn, and then the same owners ended up getting a Mazda franchise, which you can see the Mazda sign right there. We actually got Mazda. They actually had a Kia store as well in another location. The Kia store wasn't doing too well and really brought this store down. I think they should have sold the Kia store long before this happened, before they kind of... Basically what they did is, I'm trying to explain this the right way, from what I understand, is the Kia store was losing money every month. So because the Kia store was losing money every month, it was taking money away from the Mazda store. They should have took it out a long time ago, and they didn't. And by waiting it out, they kind of lost both stores. And this is what's left of that dealership that I worked in. Just scraps. Kind of crazy seeing that. So in most of my career here, I sold Saturn. So I sold everything from the Saturn S series, the mid-size car, the L series, the Saturn View, By the time the van came out, the Relay, I actually was the finance manager at the dealership. So I did the financing here for a while, and then after that, I left for like 8 months, then came back. I did work for Mazda for a little while, but then I came back to Mazda and worked to Mazda up until 2017, and same owners of the dealership. And oh wow, that's weird. What is the chances of, you never see these anymore, an old body style Saturn View, it's got the V6 on the back, and this is the original year? That's so funny. That's like either 03 or 2004. Actually, that's somewhere between 03 and 2005 based on the wheels. Driving away as I'm telling this story. That is so freaking weird. That is so weird that that car happens to be there. It might be the thumbnail if I can get it before they drive away. Secured the thumbnail. We're going to walk around to the other side of the building here. And I forgot where I left off. It's very loud. I think we'll cut it and come back on the other side of the fence now. So at some point, I don't remember exactly when, but I became the finance manager. I think it was somewhere around 2005 because the Saturn Relay, which was the van, came out. And I think I sold maybe 1 or 2 of those, and then I was in the finance department for Saturn. But I moved the cars around on this lot so many times. And it's crazy to see this over here because all this, when I worked here, was a trailer park. This parking lot didn't exist. They took the trailer park out with plans to do something, built a pond over here. Never came to fruition after they ripped all the trailers out. And then years later, the owners of the Mazda store, the new owners, bought the franchise, developed this lot over here, and now it looks like they're moving the whole entire dealership over to this lot, I guess. I don't know exactly what their plans are, but they're building a new showroom. So when I was here the other day, they were actually ripping this apart. You can see, like, that is my memories right there in that pile. And here's something crazy. So that door right there, I'm gonna zoom in. That door right there, that was my office right there. The one on the left. The glass door was my office. It's so crazy to see that. That door on the right, I don't know what that is. My door, my office, actually, you know what? I know exactly what that is. The door on the left was my office. The door on the right led up to the basement. And then you guys see those 2 doors next to each other. That was the men's and women's bathroom right there. And then right above that, there's now a door to nowhere. The door that's right there was on the piece that's missing where the floor was called the bullpen. And that's where we'd have our weekly meetings on Saturdays. We'd have our meetings right there. But this is all gone now. It's so freaking crazy. You know, I've shoveled this lot. I've shoveled down there, down this little ramp right here so many times. It's so freaking crazy to see this looking like this. And we had all the cars right there on that lot right there. I'm gonna try to find some old pictures and put them up. It's so freaking strange seeing this. It's so weird to me. Oh my God, all the memories we had here. So another crazy thing about this is, it's really weird how generational this is. My Uncle Bud worked in the same building when it was a Buick dealership back in the 80s. So I always felt like he passed away very early. It was kind of funny because everyone always said that we looked alike when we had hair back in the day. When I had hair back in the day, we always said that, everybody always said I looked like him. He died in his 50s. Real cool guy, had a heart attack, unfortunately. My great-grandmother buried both of her children, both her daughter and her son, before she passed away herself, which is really sad. You should never have to bury your own children. I want to say great-grandmother, or my grandmother, was probably in her late 40s. I don't think she made it to her 50s. And my Uncle Bud, I want to say he was in his 50s. He passed away of a heart attack, I want to say. He was about to get a heart transplant, I believe. Very sad. He was a cool guy. They called him Bargain Bud. I remember that. And he was a Cessna pilot. He was really, really a cool guy. Awesome personality. It's so weird to see this like this. Like, I'm walking where things didn't exist before. There was just a trailer park right here. And they have this beautiful paved parking lot that was never here at that point. I have so many good memories here, man. And I was always late for work. Still to this day, I'm not a morning person. I'm still late to work. And I remember my sales manager, Todd, yelling at me. If I could come all the way from New Jersey and be here on time, you can be here on time too. He wasn't wrong. But I don't know, I'm not a morning person. I'm still not to this day. I ended up being a very good finance manager, very good car salesman. I think that Ford dealership definitely regretted not hiring me, but that was their mistake. They're bad, not mine. Now, the two brands that I worked for here, Saturn and Mazda, I really liked Saturn a lot better. Of course, I'm an American car guy. I really wonder if GM didn't go bankrupt back in like 08, 09 during the recession when the big three were in trouble, if what Saturn would be like today, if it would still be around, would I still be working for them? What would it be like? You know, Mazda ended up being a very good brand. I actually liked Mazda quite a bit. But I never owned one. I think they make good looking cars. I still think the cars are good looking to this day. They're good cars, they're reliable, they're good looking, and to be honest with you, they're pretty affordable. But man, I really did love Saturn. But they say all good things must come to an end at some point. Nothing lasts forever, right? All right, we're gonna move on to our final location. Gonna tie this in somehow. You know, we're just gonna keep this rolling. This is that close. So we'd often, after work, especially when I was younger, all this is the same. That was all the same. When I worked here, none of this was here. This ended up being developed, ended up being a Hardee's. This Dunkin' Donuts wasn't here until the very end of me working here. But after work, every once in a while, I would come here. If we had a good day, we'd come to good old Red Lobster. Now, I wanted to document this one more for myself than anything else because, you know what? This could be sitting here for a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years, who knows? So I wanted to kind of document this being here for now because we don't know when it's going to be gone. They might rip it down. So I want to say it's only been approximately a month that Red Lobster announced that they are closed 99 of their restaurants. And this one right here, Poughkeepsie, New York, was one of them. And I don't think there was any warning. It just kind of happened. And they went bankrupt. I believe there are still restaurants open, but all the ones that are around me, all the ones near me are gone. They're all closed, and it's a real shame. I remember coming here, and you know, I wasn't a big drinker, but once in a while, I would come have a drink, you know, relax, get some food. They got the hours over here that they were open. Hours are Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 11. And they have this notice up here. The notice says, "This location is closed. We look forward to serving you at another Red Lobster location in the future." Crazy. And they got one of these little lock boxes here on the front. Doors, I'm sure, locked. It is vestibule, so you can't see anything. I remember right when you walked in, there was a little seating area, a little lobster tank. I don't know if you can see anything here. What supposedly really did them in, from what I heard, was the all-you-can-eat shrimp. And there's the bar right there. Or no, that's the hostess spot. I think the tank's gone. The tank was right there. Yeah, there's the bench right there. There'd be another bench right below where the camera is. And I think that's a plug right there. And right where that portrait is, there was a lobster tank right there. It is gone. I wonder what they did with that. Now, I don't think there's going to be much to see, but we'll walk around the building. I'll tell a couple of stories. I remember coming here as a kid. You know, it was like a special occasion place because Red Lobster's always been very expensive. It was expensive back then. I'm sure it got more expensive now. It's one of those few chain restaurants that I always would like to eat at once in a while. You know, you'd come here, you'd have a, you know, all you eat shrimp or some lobster or lobster and crab or something fun. And it was like a special occasion. You had money, you had a special event, Father's Day was coming, Mother's Day, whatever it was, you went to Red Lobster. But you know what? As I got older, that happened less and less. You felt like that wasn't like an important thing anymore. You didn't go to Red Lobster anymore. It was kind of like, it just faded away, you know? I loved the cheddar biscuits and all that stuff. I think we all did, you know, but now you can make those at home. They sell them in little box kits in the grocery store. I wonder if something like that will even continue. I don't know. But I used to love coming here. Once in a while they would do that all-you-can-eat shrimp. You'd always avoid the pasta one, because that would always fill you up on the first shot. I would get water, lemon, no soda. Didn't want to get filled up, no alcohol. I would try not to eat the cheddar biscuits. I would always try to get shrimp scampi. And they remodeled it. I remember it looked different than this. I think it was white. I kind of got used to this look. I like it. But yeah, I had some good memories in here of sitting at that bar, having a meal. I remember I still remember the bartender's name. Her name was Justine. She was very nice. I wish I got one more chance to have a meal here before they close. And I wonder what happened to all the employees, if they found jobs. Hopefully everybody did, because it was just such short notice. And you know, the restaurant still looks good. I mean, it's only closed for a few weeks, but like, it doesn't need anything. The exterior looks good. The roof looks good. The paint looks good. You know, it's crazy. Wonder, they got, the garbage cans are gone. It looks like there's 2 bags of garbage over here. I'm curious to see if there's anything over there, like a menu. If there was a menu, I might grab it. Here's the only window that's open. There's the only one. Let's see. Can we see anything? Yep. You can just barely see in there. Not very good. Not getting a very good view. I remember one of the salesmen leaving Saturn and ended up working here at the restaurant as one of the managers for the restaurant. Real nice guy, Sam. He was a good guy. Yeah, we had some good times, man. I'm gonna miss this. I remember I went here with my ex-girlfriend Jenna. We went to we had a Father's Day dinner. It was you know, me, her mom. No, not her mom. It was me, her dad, my friend Dan, his dad, and then a couple of the ladies. And it was a blast, man. You know, it sucks. I didn't come here enough. You know, but you don't want to see it go. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those few chain restaurants that I actually liked once in a while. I'm not sure why I'm showing this, but yeah, there's nothing back here. I thought maybe the garbage cans would still be back here and we could like nab a menu, but there is this is cleaned out. Oh look, there's something there. There's still a lobster tail at Red Lobster. How funny is that? There's a lobster tail. How funny would this be if this was a Red Lobster button right here? Oh, no way. Oh, killer. I'm not going to take that. Ask me how my rewards. Earn free rewards today. Red Lobster rewards. That's hilarious. Yeah, we're not taking that. This is all disgusting. But yeah, you'll never see any of this stuff again. Look at the Red Lobster bags. It's gone. I think that pretty much brought us full circle here from the Ford dealership, which is right across the street. I don't know if when anyone was watching that part could see the Red Lobster in the background, to the Saturn and the Mazda store being demolished to put in a brand new showroom. And finally, Red Lobster, where I had many dinners with coworkers here. Sad memory. Another thing gone. Joins the ranks of many other businesses that are gone. Toys R Us, KB Toys, Blockbuster, Linens and Things, Bed Bath & Beyond, Caldor, Ames, Jamesway, Saturn, Pontiac, Hummer, Saab. Many awesome things that are gone. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys miss? Is there a brand that you guys miss? I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.